Hello there, it's Debbie Debickus here, and welcome to today's consult. Today's consult is about working with couples. And as a disclaimer, I'd like to first of all say I'm not a couples therapist. I'm not a licensed mental health marriage counsellor, psychologist, psychiatrist, nothing like that. What I am is a clinical hypnotherapist, come life coach. And when couples come to work with me, it's normally because their communication has broken down. I want to give you an example. Let's talk about Sally and Harry. You'll have Sally call me, and she might be calling me to say that she wants to forgive her husband. He's had an affair. She loves him, has forgiven him, and really wants to stay in her marriage. So I'll have a session with Sally, and during that session she will reach forgiveness. She'll be more confident and assertive in herself, and whatever goal she's wanted, we'll program the subconscious mind to feel how she wants to feel. And then she'll go back to husband. And she might come back to see me for a second session and say, we're just not talking. I've put it behind me, but he's not the same, he's different. Would you mind working with him? And like I'll say to Sally, I can't work with any client unless they want to work with me. So he would have to call me himself and book a session. Then she'll say, can we work together? And I'll say, well, okay, what I'll do as a couple is give you the open space, private, open, confidential space to be. And it works. We'll have Harry and Sally come in, and you can watch the body language as they sit on my sofa. They might be apart, one at one end and one at the other, one quite nervous, one a bit shaky, or they'll have the I love you false smile on, which is a mask. And when I say to them, look, here's an open space to be, and I ask permission, Sally, can I discuss what we discussed in our session? And she'll say, yes, I've moved on from this. And I always sit in the middle and say, okay, Harry, Sally's moved on, but she feels that you're pulling apart and you've changed, you're not the same anymore. What do you say to that? So actually, I'm kind of like the middle person that's not really getting involved. I'm listening and repeating back to them. And what I find is they both start speaking how they're feeling, because they have that, not referee, but they have that middle, that cushion that I can say, whoa, next, whoa, next. And by having that open space, they can talk about their own insecurities, their own reasonings, why they feel a certain way, what the other one presses in them. And once one person speaks, I'll say, Sally, what I'm hearing you say is you've forgiven your husband, you've put it behind you, you love your husband and you're moving on. What do you say to that, Harry? And Harry may say, well, I haven't. I wanted to be wanted with her and she was never there. Okay, do you want to speak to your wife about that? So what I'm doing is bringing them forward to actually communicate in a safe environment with no judgment. And it works. I've had many couples say to me, my goodness, one session in your room about giving the courage and the confidence to speak how we feel really worked. And some people that doesn't work for. Some couples come to see me and say, he triggers me. I want affection and he doesn't give affection. I want him to take me out one night a week and he doesn't do that. And he'll say, well, I want you to come to the golf tournament, or I want you to come to the works night out. What's happening there are both of them are pressing each other's buttons, triggering them. And it hurts. They both get hurt. And as they get hurt, that hurt takes me in a different direction. One goes away here and one goes away there. And it's my job to listen and repeat. Listen and repeat, and let them both hear. And they hear. Because many couples feel they're not being heard. So if my space, my openness, and my place is just to allow you to be heard, it works. Sometimes there's homework to be given. If there's a lack of intimacy in a relationship, a lack of fun, or if couples have lost who they are, where was that love in the beginning, that excitement, that niceties to each other? They sort of died off after having a dog, a cat, and 3 children. So maybe bring that back and get that romantic side back, that intimate, that fun side back, that wacky, sassy side back, which we can lose with the busyness of life. Career, responsibilities, stresses, children, parents. So I would like to think that my service working with individuals is really clearing the triggers and getting them to own the triggers, the buttons that have been pressed by the other half with a significant other. We do that on a one-to-one basis. And when that's done, they'll come back in together and we'll say, how's the openness and communication in your relationship? How's the trust factor? How's the fun factor? How's the intimate factor? And some may say, well, it lasted a week or a night, but we slowly went back to our normal ways. Well, where's the commitment factor? So working with couples, it's more about getting the individual person to have a better, healthy relationship with themselves from the inside. And when they do that, they can ultimately have a better relationship with their significant other. And sometimes it brings them together, and sometimes it doesn't. And I'll put my hand up. It's maybe 70% brings them together, 30% pulls them apart. But even if they pull apart, we come to a mutual understanding that the time they had together was the time that they had and was right to have together. But perhaps it's time now for them to go on their separate journeys. Perhaps one person's transitioned and the other one hasn't. Perhaps one's outgrown their partner and the other one hasn't. Perhaps their wants and needs have changed in life. Careers, feelings. If you can relate to anything that I'm saying and really want to have a confidential chat with me about the relationship that you're in, that you perhaps want to improve on, communication, touch, intimacy, sex, fun, friendship, then we may start by working with the relationship that you have with yourself and take it from there. Thank you for listening. Again, you can email me at debbie.dubicus@gmail.com. Thank you.